Okay guys, do you hear that? Nothing threatening today. It's actually just a test, but we've been telling the littles what to do when we hear the tornado siren, right guys? Yeah, we're not going outside. I opened the door so you could hear it. But you guys, you should go downstairs. Should we go downstairs? Yeah. Now, we won't actually be going downstairs, but it's been fun trying to tell them what to do. This is actually going off again, so I assume something went wrong with the first go through, or maybe this is the different siren. I don't know. But it gives them good practice, right guys? Okay friends, so this is what I've gotten done today. I actually did most of the sorting of this last night, although there was some that I had Sam help me with this morning. See, that's the problem with everything being different colors and things, is that I can't go out and sort things on my own because I need people to read me these labels. But I got a wonderful gift, and I actually recorded the next episode 31 yesterday, but it won't be going up for a couple days, so this will go out first. But I got a wonderful gift, so now I can weigh these things and tell if I have at least a mostly full skein. I mean, I can weigh stuff when I get it in, but now versus when I used to get stuff in, it just all went into a pile. This box was actually full and is what moved here with the Karen. I assume this is the box. I used to have a bookshelf in our bedroom that an entire shelf was Simply Soft from top to bottom and color organized and everything, but I think we threw out that bookshelf actually when we moved, and this box, I probably did not fit all of it because I have an extensive collection of Simply Soft. But these are the colors I believe that I can still get at Michael's, or it looked like were available on Michaels.com. And then these colors over here, my friends, are the colors that looks like are not available at Michael's anymore, or ever, or have been discontinued. Like, if this box is still the way that I had it in the bedroom, this is a completely discontinued color that has been for at least 3-4 years, probably longer than that. And then these are more recently discontinued colors, which are all in the neon. I have the neon yellow, neon green, and neon coral, which were not available on either Hirschner's or on Michael's, and Hirschner's tends to pretty much have everything. Sorry. Like I said, this stuff was all out in the open at the old house, so it might have little fuzzies and hairs on it. And then these are all just other colors that I've accumulated. I did have a purchase that I got from my mom at one point that I had ordered off of Hirschner's, so some of these are that, but I did notice that they do carry now some of the other colors that they did not carry before. But anyways, I still have this drawer over here, sorry for the movement, to go through. So this drawer down here all still has its labels, so we will be going through that once the kids get home, hopefully. I don't know if they have early out today. It would be awesome if they did, because I could really get this done if they do. And then this drawer up here is more of my odds and ends, although there was a few that did not fit in that bottom drawer. But most of it is the stuff that's doesn't have its label still. But there was a few with labels on it still that are up there. But that's the stuff I have to go through. And the idea is that I will get the ones that I am willing to work on for the pet mats into these two drawers, and then this box will probably go in the basement at some point. I need to see if I can get it to kind of seal up better, because this is a ribbon box and it's a little stuffed to the brim. I want to make sure my yarn stays safe, but it fit fairly well in there, so I think we'll keep that box, and then we'll see what we do with this box. As like I said, this will be most of the yarn I will use for pet mats and charity items through the rest of the year will be these colors that I can still get at Michael's, because then I don't feel guilty. I probably will not use these other colors from Hirschner's and things, just because if I want to work with them again, then I have to go and order them, and we all know we don't like to pay shipping. So since I can't do that as often as I would like, we're just going to set those aside for the time being, and we're going to go ahead and use these colors that I can get again. But first we're going to focus on those colors that don't have labels, because if it's not labeled, it doesn't need to be here, right guys? Anyways, that's it for the organization part of today's weekly whip, and now that the babies are down for nap, not necessarily napping, but in their room, I'm going to try and get some knitting done. Oh, I forgot one more note I wanted to make about all this yarn. Now, like I said, this yarn is all old. I did buy some Simply Soft, I think, right after we moved here, but otherwise I have not purchased any Simply Soft for probably 2.5 years or so. So this is all older Simply Soft, and it was funny, I was going through it and just trying to line it up for my husband to read me the colors, and even I could tell the changes in labels, and there's at least 3 or 4 different labels I saw on these. But I just wanted to make the note that if you're thinking that I am crazy and have way too much yarn, I'm spending too much money. Like I said, this is all old. A lot of it I got as gifts, and the rest of it I never paid. At least the stuff I got at Michael's, I think I got for $2.50 a skein. I want to say if the stuff that I got from my mom off Hirschner's was never more than $3 a skein. And so altogether, this entire 2 boxes, so there's the box here, and then there's the 5 that are hiding underneath that box, and the others. So in all, these 35 skeins of yarn probably are worth about $100. So yes, $100 is money, but it is not a ton of yarn when you think about, that's what, 4 skeins of hand-dyed yarn. So a lot of yarn for not a lot of money. And then what I have left to go through is not that many skeins. So maybe $150 worth of Simply Soft. Just kind of fun to think of it that way, that I have that nice little collection of Simply Soft. Okay guys, so here's what I ended up with. It's not perfect because I just ran out of time and energy to do it properly, and I still have a bunch to log onto Ravelry. But hey, progress is progress. So I still have 15 skeins up in here in this box. And it still has the ones that I can't get repeats of anywhere that I didn't see listed online. I ended up with 6 colorways in total. I also had an orange and a green, which I didn't mention earlier, which I did not see listed anywhere else as orange or green. Then I have this drawer, which has 21, because I kind of just squeezed in a 5th into the middle. Actually, I have the miscellaneous ones without labels and things are mostly in this top drawer, which also has my Pantone and some other random craft items in it. I guess ideally I need to make this also a Karen drawer or a Simply Soft drawer, but another day guys, another day. So yeah, we have a box that's got more of the darker tones in the most part, but this was mostly the ones I decided were on Hirschner's and not at Michael's. But then I was watching KB Fibers, sorry, I don't remember what your channel's called, her live chat for her anniversary. It was a year anniversary for her podcast. But she was saying how she was talking to a person at Michael's, and they said that they're just going to carry loops and threads stuff, and so they're trying to clearance out stuff. So I'm like, it really doesn't matter if I do the ones I can get at Hirschner's and the ones I could get at Michael's, because chances are I won't be able to get the ones at Michael's for too much longer. But anyway, so I basically have, I think there's a black in each drawer, but I think other than that, that's the only repeat that's in each of these drawers. But I have that set of 20. Oh, I'm gonna have to put you down. Hey guys, so I thought, well, instead of talking to you while holding things, I try and actually set the camera up so I can work and talk to you. So today we are knitting on my sock. I'm on row 19. I think I'm going to do 20 rows of the cuff, and then we're going to call it good. So we're getting close. This is just the first one. I still have the cuff to work on. Do I just have 10 rows? I think I have 10 rows of cuff to do on the other one, because I think I did start it. But yeah, so that is hopefully what I'll get done today is these socks, so I can go ahead and start getting things into cals and things, since we are nearing the end of the month. I will be working later on the shawl, I think, is what I will take to singing tonight, as that is something that takes a little less attention than like these socks. Since I am trying to keep track of which row I'm on, I kind of need a little more attention, and also with the hat that I'm working on, I kind of need to pay attention since I'm in the last 10 rows. Sorry, yarn splitting of that. Am I on? Yes, I'm at the purl. So yeah, so I guess this is basically, guys, how I knit, or at least trying to, since I'm still trying to count and talk at the same time. Oh, the other thing, what was I going to mention about my yarn stash of Simply Soft? There was something else. Oh, I know what it was. I was going to mention how I had those 35 colors, and can you believe that there are still 23 colors according to Hirschner's that are still available that I don't own. Yeah, so there are quite a few shades of Simply Soft. Anyways, guys, I'm going to continue. Almost done with row 19. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this sock finished today. Editing in a little note, that was 23 or whatever colors before I went through what was left in the cart. So now that I've gone through that, I think there was only 10 left that I don't personally own, or at least don't own with a tag still on it. And then I have this box, which is a lot of the lighter colors and greens and things for the most part, or I guess lighters and brighters, which is another 21 skeins of Simply Soft. So yeah, in total, what did I decide that was? 42 plus 15, 57 fullish skeins of Simply Soft in my collection. Some of that is repeat colors. But yeah, that'll be what I work on getting donation projects and things out of this year. And here is where I'm at with the shawl. I only got another like row and a half in at singing tonight, but we did make a little progress. And then the socks that I'm working on, I did finish the ribbing part on the sock, but I haven't bound off yet, and so I'm working on the ribbing on the other sock. Hey guys again, I know it's getting late and this is already getting kind of long, but I just thought I owed you a little, well, not necessarily an apology, but a little more in-depth explanation of last week. I really appreciate all those that have left comments and encouragement, and it all means so much to me that all of you care so much. But I think overall, I just needed to share with you, the struggles that some of us go through, because like my channel title is the Unseen Strands. So it was just that strand that normally I would never share with anyone. And it's not something that I think you would expect to see. And that's why I needed to share it. Just like today, when you see me doing this organization stuff, it takes me so much longer to do this stuff than it would take a normal person, and that's why I copped out halfway through and didn't even finish it to what I should have done, because it just, again, takes so much more effort and so much more time than it would take someone fully sighted. And as I've been reflecting this last week over these vision struggles and things, I come back to looking at it as, crochet is that one art that I feel like is my equalizer to the vision world. I know I've talked before with like Claudia Crochet Luna that I always considered crochet as my identity because it's what's kept me here, but it really is my equalizer, because in so many things the vision card can get in the way, like the project from last week where it's just completely halted me, stopped me, and now I'm scrambling to find a workaround because it will not conquer me overall, the project. But like I said last week, it just can't be done as originally intended, and I need to be okay with that. I need to accept that, and I need to move on from it. But in general, the crochet art form itself is, like I said, that equalizer, and it's the one place where you give me a project to do, and as long as we're not talking color changes and things like that, I can probably out crochet several people. I'm not trying to get on a high horse there with that statement, but it's just that fact that I've, what I've been told from others is that, they can't believe I can do what I can do. And it's just so nice to have that one skill set where in a world of sighted people, it's an art form where I don't need that, oh, that looks good for a blind girl, because there are so many things, that I do that I don't do because I can't do it good enough to make it feel like it's equal to the vision world. And it's like, well, if you can do it easier and faster and stuff, why do I bother, stressing myself out over these things that I can't do, or I can't do it good enough, and it's just nice to have that crochet art form where I am equal to you, and I can do these things that you can do, and I can do it just as good as you, even with my disability. And so, yeah, the crochet world is that stronghold for me. Sorry guys, my husband walked in the room and I'm not exactly sure how much of that he overheard. And that's why I started getting really scrambled thoughted. Not that thoughted is a word. But yeah, getting back to my point. Like last week and the blanket project, losing that, it's not even the blanket that bothers me so much, it's the fact that I've lost that ability to do something that I found so much joy in at one point in time. I kind of would relate it back to people who age and then no longer can drive, and they have to accept the fact that they have to start relying on others and can't do this thing that they've always done. And so yeah, that's just that thing for me that I never wanted to let go of that ability, and I've had to. And I need to be okay with that. And now the dog's making sounds. But you'll probably see a lot more of those little struggles, because the next couple months are going to be interesting for me because I am facing, my husband will be taking a work trip, and even though, we've been apart days here and there, randomly since basically the time we've gotten together, well, after I moved out here, but we've never been apart for more than a couple days, couple nights, and he will be gone for like 6 days. And now I have 4 children that I have to be mom to during those 6 days he's not here. And that's just another point where I'm going to have to start battling these hurdles of, where my sight gets in my way and, admitting those things. And yeah, I just need to push further and get through this, but it's just going to be interesting. Sorry, I'm getting totally off topic there. Kind of sidetracked. What do they call it on Cozy Up Knits? Sidebars? Yeah. But I don't know. I guess none of this really relates to the work loop whip, other than the fact that I shared that little glimpse last week. But yeah, I really need to let you guys go. So anyways, guys, I'm sorry for this end note. It's not exactly probably what you came here for. But I would appreciate it if you like these little weekly blogs things, if you would hook the like button and subscribe. Talk to you later, guys.